Morning everybody, doing Chopper there, DRFX Forex Trading. And we're taking a quick look at the situation on the Aussie Kiwi dollar. Basically going to be seeing if there are any opportunities for us in this very interesting currency pair. Now taking a look as we normally do on the daily chart, we can see that the overall picture has been a very strong downtrend that has been in place since 2011. Since 2015, early this year in fact, we started to see a reversal in the form of this sharp bullish rally that took us above these three inner downtrend lines. Right now we're at this third downtrend line, and from here we could either see the market rally towards this outer long-term downtrend line and continue the movement bullish to start a strong and new uptrend, or we could see it reverse from here or at this trend line to resume the overall downtrend in favor of the Kiwi dollar. So those are the scenarios that we're going to be looking at and considering over the next couple of days. And let's take a look at the closer picture of what's going on. Here we can see that this has actually taken the form of a pennant setup at this downtrend line here. So what is the situation that we're now looking at? Well, as I said before, we could see a rally that takes us to this long-term downtrend line, but one of the problems with trading towards these downtrend lines is that whereas you could possibly trade towards these earlier trend lines with minimal difficulty and risk, when it comes to the major and most important trend line that has defined a particular currency pair, you normally find a buildup of opposing entry orders that makes movement towards this outer trend line very difficult. So what you will find is that even though we might see a bullish signal that breaks this resistance boundary that indicates that we're gonna move towards area here, we could see a gradual slowdown before we even reach this trend line, and we could even see the market reverse and pull back inside of this consolidation to then continue the movement bearish in favor of the overall downtrend of this pair. So that is going to be the risk that is going to be associated with trading this close towards these major outer trend lines. Taking a look at the Aussie dollar, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Here we see that the market came very close to this very significant outer uptrend line as well. Taking a closer look, we can see that a range formation as well as a smaller range formation at the support, as well as an even smaller pennant setup, had been broken to indicate that we would be moving towards this trend line here. Even when we saw this bearish signal here, there was a distance of about 100 pips, just above 100 pips, which could have been gained if we saw a movement towards this trend line. But again, because of the risk and the gradual buildup of opposing entry orders at this area here, trading towards this trend line generally becomes a very difficult prospect, and you usually find that the market begins to move sideways and then reverses to continue the overall existing trend in favor of that, in the direction of this major trend line. So that is one of the reasons why trading at this area is very difficult. Let me take a quick look at what we could see in terms of our trading opportunity on the Aussie Kiwi dollar, bearing this scenario in mind. The better choice, therefore, would be for us to see a strong bearish breakout below the support area here. And based on the overall direction of this pair, that is looking like the better scenario right now. So trading within this boundary is possible, but I would advise against it, because as we get closer to as the boundary narrows in pennant setups, trading within them begins to become a little risky. It becomes a little more volatile. So this is why I would advise to wait until we see a strong bearish breakout below the support area here, to then trade it in favor of the Kiwi dollar. So let's hope for a strong signal over the next couple of days to take advantage of this expected movement.